In today's video, I'm going to be sharing with you a quick list of mindful tips to help you stick to your New Year's goals, as well as sharing all of my 2024 goals. Let's get right into it. All right, y'all, I am so excited to be sharing New Year's goals with you all. I have done this over the past couple of years, and it has just been a lot of fun sharing them with you and helping you get inspired, but also just getting a little bit deeper into like the things that I'm interested in. I seem to notice that you are also interested in hearing about that, so I'm happy to report 2024 goals with you here now. We talked about our 2023 goals in last week's video, so check that out if you missed it, but I am going to be sharing the 7 total goals that I have for 2024. Some of them are small, some of them are pretty big, and I'm gonna go in the order of smallest to biggest. And the biggest one, I'm looking down at my iPad, the biggest one is particularly exciting for this channel, so make sure that you stick around to hear that one, because I am so excited to share that one with you. Okay, so like I said, I have my iPad out now. By the way, I have updated my productivity essentials, and I shared a post on Instagram and TikTok about it, so if you want to see that, you can definitely check that out. I did it in photos, that's why it's not here. But my iPad is one of those essentials. It's a very old iPad, so I didn't have to go out and purchase something in order for it to be an essential. But anyway, I'm going to start with those quick mindful reminders, like I said in the intro. And the first reminder is to schedule your quarterly reviews. If you did not do that after watching last week's video, go ahead and do that right now. All you have to do is open up your favorite calendar, whether it's a physical one or a digital one. I use Google Calendar, of course, and literally go in and schedule your quarterly review at the end of the third month. Every 3 months, basically, at the end of that third month, just schedule it in, whether it's like the Friday, the last Friday, or the last Monday, whatever it is. I usually do the Friday. The next reminder is to use tools to help you. Like I mentioned, I have a little essential toolkit, and it includes my Notion, of course, it includes my journal, which I'll get into when I talk about my goals, and other things. Like I said, I talked about it in that Instagram and TikTok post, so you can check that out, or I can put it on the screen. Just make sure that you have the tools that work best for you. It can be a combination of several or just one, whatever it is, as long as it works for you. It doesn't have to look the same as everyone else's. And the last reminder is that there is no shame in minimal goals. So like I said, I have 7 goals, and I feel like I'm still being ambitious, even though I told myself that I wasn't going to be too ambitious. But I have been noticing on social media that people have upwards to 20 goals for the year. And while that is incredible and super ambitious, and best of luck to those people, you do not have to do that. You can have as little as 3 goals. You can have as little as 1 goal. It's absolutely fine. Again, tailor this to your needs and to your comfort levels. You don't have to get all crazy. And I actually encourage more minimalist kind of list of goals as opposed to the other end, because it's more realistic, it's more accessible and easily attainable. You'll have a higher chance of succeeding if you have less. Okay, so let's get into my list. I actually want to pull out my new journal because I did want to share with you that it is not a bullet journal. I am using a traditional planner, y'all. It has been so many years. Maybe this might be my 10th year where I was using a bullet journal. Wow, I can't believe that. But I am now switching back to a traditional journal because my bullet journal was starting to look identical to a traditional planner setup anyway. So I decided to just go with it because it makes most sense. Less work for me to set up every single month. And so the planner that I went with is the Ardium planner. I found it at McNally Jackson's in Manhattan. There are several locations of McNally Jackson's in New York City, but they have like a huge planner section. I got lost in there, literally. I could not decide, and then at the very last second I picked this one because I felt like it was very close to what I do in my bullet journal. But anyway, let's flip over to the goals that I have for 2024. It's right here in the back. The first one is to move money into my savings every single month. So this is a repeat of a goal that I had from 2023. That's why it's very simple. I'm just carrying it over and doing the same exact thing as I did from the previous year. And that's pretty much it. But the next thing is to challenge myself when it comes to workouts. So this is a slight adaptation, a slight adjustment to a goal that I had from 2023. In 2023, my goal was to just have daily body movement. It did not matter what it was, as long as it was daily and as long as it was a form of body movement. That was my goal for 2023. And I accomplished that really with, what is it called? With flying colors. So I am now going to try and challenge myself a little bit more this year, and instead of just having body movement, daily body movement, which I'm still going to continue on in this year, I want to up my game a little bit. I want to challenge myself and perhaps do some more intensive workouts, maybe add an additional type of body movement throughout the day. As you all know, I just walk as my daily body movement, but instead of just having that walk, maybe I add something on top of that, such as, I don't know, going for a run, going on a hike, I don't know, weights, stuff like that, just upping my intensity a little bit more. Okay, the next one is to clear up my skin. This was a goal from 2023, and I told y'all that I had a little bit of a tumultuous experience with my dermatologist in 2023. Long story short, I had finally mustered up the courage to speak to a dermatologist after over a year of struggling with my skin. Don't know what happened. I've always had like flawless skin, and then suddenly when I moved over to New Jersey, I started experiencing, or I'm still experiencing, a lot of breakouts, adult acne, stuff like that. And so I waited over a year to contact a dermatologist. I worked with this dermatologist very closely, at least I thought I was, for the entire year. And when I went to do my annual physical at the end of the year, which was about November, end of November, my general practitioner, my general doctor, happens to also be a dermatologist, and I finally took my mask off in front of her when I went to go do my annual physical, and she told me that my skin was not doing so hot. I gave her the whole backstory of what I was doing with my dermatologist for the entirety of 2023, and my doctor was like, yeah, no, you need something else. You need to get off of whatever you're taking right now, all sorts of things. And so I was basically duped. I canceled everything that had to do with my former dermatologist, and I'm now working with my general practitioner, who is also a dermatologist. And I start my first treatment for a chemical peel this week. So by the time you're watching this video, I'm already starting it. Very excited, because I trust my general practitioner doctor, and to know that she's also a dermatologist, I just have high hopes for this. And so fingers crossed for me in 2024. We're starting off on a good note because I'm working with somebody that I trust. But yeah, that is another goal that I pretty much carried over from last year. The next goal is to start a new kitchen project, or a new home project, specifically in the kitchen, because I know that's what I want to focus on. I would really like to paint the cabinets in the kitchen. Ideally, I would redo the entire thing, but if you know anything about kitchen renovations, it's extremely expensive, and I do not have the funds to completely reno my kitchen right now. So I figured if I could do a really good quality paint job on the cabinets this year, it would last a good amount of years, to a point where I can save up in the meanwhile and then do a renovation in the future. But painting them for now is something that I really want to do. I kind of want to go down the sage green route. I want to add a little bit of color into the kitchen because it's very gray right now. So that I'm so excited to get started on. I'm going to do some research in the beginning part of the year, and let's see what happens once we get closer to the summer. I feel like summer would be better to do that project because we need some ventilation if we're doing a lot of painting, but that's another goal. Okay, a next goal is to garden, have a successful gardening season, essentially from seed to harvest. So last year we set things up so that we can have a full gardening year or gardening season. So now that things are fully set up, and I did an attempt last year, and it was okay. We had some struggles, which I'll probably talk about once we get closer to actually gardening, but I want to do much better this year now that everything is fully set up, and I want to start everything from seed now that I have a greenhouse, and then all the way through the entire gardening season to harvesting a bunch of produce. We'll see what happens, but I already have a list set up of the things that I want to get, like seeds that I want to get. And yeah, I'm really excited about that. I really want to dedicate a lot of time, especially in the summer, to gardening. I had such a fun time doing that last year, and I just know that I'm going to improve as the years go on. So looking forward to this year for sure. Okay, we're coming down to the end of this. So the second to last thing is to dedicate time to hobbies. You all know that I talked a lot about this, especially from my birthday, September time, all the way through the end of the year. And I really, really want to dedicate a lot of time to this year, more so than, you know, like work and stuff like that. And if you've noticed, I haven't talked about like content creation and stuff like that just yet, but you'll see soon. But I kind of want to do a shift there where I'm not focusing mostly on work and focus more on hobby type stuff. So specifically, I want to focus on art. You all know that I have gotten into painting again, and I want to do that huge painting piece for the kitchen. So I want to do a lot more art. No strict goals on that, just art. Whatever my creative flow is in throughout the entire year, I just want to indulge in art. I do want to also start the Artist's Way. I have that as inclusive in this goal, but yeah, I'm going to be starting the Artist's Way very soon. Another thing is reading. I just want to read some more. Again, not putting a set goal on that. And then games. I got a Steam Deck for Ian on Christmas, and I am now also obsessed with it. And I just want to play more on the Steam Deck. I want to play more on my Switch and just play more games in general. So I'm hoping that I can stick to that. That is one that I struggle with the most out of those three. But the last goal, and it's the biggest goal, and I know I just said that I wanted to dedicate most of my year to hobby fun stuff, but I'm hoping that I can take that same energy and apply it to this last goal. It is to dedicate and really, really focus a lot of time to YouTube. This is so exciting for me because way back when I first started my YouTube video, I really thought that I was going to take off from there and kind of shift everything when it comes to content creation to YouTube. And it ended up not happening because I ended up getting a 9-to-5 job. Things happened. I became overcome with all sorts of different things. And so YouTube really became an afterthought for a long time. And then I started taking it seriously in the most recent years. And this year, I really, really want to stop focusing on Instagram, which is now my largest platform at the moment, and instead focus more again on YouTube. I have had such an incredible experience in 2023 when it comes to YouTube. I've had the most fun. I have had the most engagement. I have been able to express myself in a much more creative way when it comes to long form video content here on YouTube, and I've just had the most fun. I haven't had fun creating content in a really, really long time, and I think it's because Instagram has really brought me down in terms of confidence in my content, just with all of the changes and all sorts of other reasons, but this is the one space where I've had the most fun. What does that mean for me? What does that mean for you? I don't want to set anything too specific just yet. My goal is simply to focus more on YouTube. That may result in more higher quality videos, that may result in longer videos, that may result in some new creative styles, techniques, editing, music, stuff like that, or it could mean multiple videos a week. I feel like that is something that I am excited to explore. If I could do 2 videos a week without burning myself out. Like I said, I'm not setting a specific goal here, so don't expect 2 videos a week. But that would be really cool to see if I can do it. And instead of, trying to pump out content for short form platforms such as Instagram and TikTok, I'm going to kind of shift it around where I want to bring more to you when it comes to YouTube, and then supplementary I'll post on Instagram and TikTok and stuff like that. So we'll see where this goes, but I am so excited to see where this takes me. I feel like I'm really going to be able to be as creative as I possibly can in this whole social landscape. You let me know what you think about that. Also, let me know what goals you have for 2024. I would love to know what you're working on, whether it's like personal goals, work goals, any sort of things in between. I would love to hear about it in the comments. or in DMs if you feel more comfortable, you know, DMing me on Instagram. I am going to be fully active on all of my platforms as always. But thank you so, so much for joining me in 2023, by the way. I don't know if I said thank you, but it was such a fun experience, like I said. And I'm just excited to spend another new year with y'all. So thank you so much for being here, and I will talk to you in next week's video.